Welcome to Local SEO Today. I'm Roger Murphy.
And I'm John Paul.
We want to thank you for joining us today to see this segment. We want to talk to small business owners or new business owners that are starting a business. It's in terms of there's so many moving parts and pieces, but marketing and presenting your business in such a way, it's so critical to get that image out there.
Yeah, so how do you brand yourself?
Right.
When you're starting off, how do you want to be perceived?
Yes.
Right? And where do you want to invest your money, marketing dollars, to get your name out there?
Right.
And get your image out there, your brand out there, right? So we're going to talk about 5. And the first thing we're going to talk about is really the packaging, the brand, the logo. Really, you need to figure out how you want to be known, right? And if you do create a brand that sticks out, an image with vibrant colors or something that actually goes along the lines of your core values, like really think about this, because this will be what you're going to be known for.
Exactly. And I should mention, and it's an old saying, but you never get a second chance to make a good first impression. So really, really think about that. And as I was driving here today, John, literally for our podcast day, I saw a billboard for an auto body shop, auto body chain of stores. It was so unmemorable. It was unbelievable. It was 3 letters saying, if you dent yourself, we'll fix you. It had no image, nothing. I couldn't even tell you today, or at this moment, what it was. It was so downplayed. To your point, how do you want to be remembered? You've got to have color and image and something that grabs their attention. So this is why we're talking about this with business owners today.
Yeah, so when you're thinking about branding, logo design, even putting it on your, business card or your website or whatever it may be, really think about how you want to portray yourself, right? So that color, the different shades, the wording, maybe on the logo, around the logo, and make it so it stands out, so people remember that, right?
Yeah. So this speaks to hiring experts that are in this business. If you have a brick and mortar store, if you're a dental office, if you're a retailer,
service provider,
even if you're certified with your vehicles, I think it really would be a great investment to find graphic artists and marketing specialists locally that can give you a few ideas for branding and for your logo. Because it is true, if you have a brick and mortar store, if your client walks in, maybe it's a dental office, maybe it's a medical spa, whatever it is, they have to have a feel right away to say, I like this place. They get a sense of it. It's so important to set the tone so that they feel comfortable when they're in your store.
And even remembering to add that slogan to be memorable, right?
Sure.
Because usually a logo or brand comes with a memorable slogan, right? And you hear it on the radio a lot, you hear it on TV, you watch it on TV, but yourself, make sure that whatever you use is memorable for your customers to remember you.
Yeah. So there's packaging, right? In terms of, and that's why the packaging industry is a multi-billion dollar industry, because you have to catch someone's eye. So it is all about presenting that image that you want to portray.
Especially if you're product based, you're selling some sort of widget, right? So packaging it, making sure that it's memorable, that experience. Are you storytelling throughout the entire journey of when someone opens your package? Like really put some very heavy thought into it and invest in it, right? Because people will only have that first chance to remember you. Right?
And we'll do 2 extremes. And the one is, and not that you are ready to spend the way Apple is spending, but if you think of it, how many Apple owners and users are there out there in the world? It was Steve Jobs. That was his role. He wanted to have, every time you touched anything, it was a memorable experience. The packaging, how things were laid out, it was literally like unpacking something, a beautiful piece of art.
Exactly.
That's memorable, and we all know that from owning that.
And people will pay a premium for that experience, right? And it's something that people take for granted now, right? So as a small business owner, remember, there's ways to actually impact your users.
And it's leaving that, being memorable and being recognizable out there. So if I could take the other extreme, John, so we got Apple, which is really one of the best in the world at that packaging and image creation. go down to a very important industry, service-based industries. You have a vehicle, or you have trucks on the road. I know of a gentleman that got into a business maybe a decade ago, and he was in the plumbing business. And his vehicle was logoed up professionally, and whatever it said, the special, the plumbing services, etc. He had one vehicle, and he served 3 small communities in the eastern part of the GTA of Toronto area. He constantly heard from people, "Oh, I saw your truck here, I saw your truck there." It actually made him, he only had one vehicle, but people thought he had way more vehicles because he was everywhere. He was always on service calls. And his rolling vehicle was like a rolling billboard.
Yes.
Was memorable everywhere it went.
So make sure it's professionally done, right?
Yes.
So wrap it.
Exactly.
Vehicle wrap it. Invest that money on really bright, vibrant colors. Make it memorable. Make it easy for people to read.
Exactly.
So people can jot it down or take a quick photo, because today everyone's on the road, everyone's stuck in traffic, right? So if you have a service vehicle, make sure you're investing that extra couple $1,000 vehicle wrapping it, so that you can get the most out of it.
Exactly. It's your promotion, it's your billboard. Think of all the vehicles, if you're on the road, you see these vehicles that are blank. There's nothing. There's just maybe a special technical association number on the side, but there's no name, nothing. It's not memorable. So you're losing opportunity to get your message out there.
And so the other spectrum, from service to back to bricks and mortar, say you're a dental office, first impression. So what do people see? They either see your signage, storefront, at the top, or on your windows at your door, and then that reception area, the entryway of walking into a physical location, right? So how do you want to be portrayed, right? How are the colors? How is the interior design?
Right.
How is the decoration, right? So the signage is one thing, the wording is important, and the services, the hours, office hours.
Even the color schemes. When you go in, there are colors that are more calming, and for dentistry in particular, people tend to have a high level of anxiety going to a dentist. So when you walk in, if it was bright colors of white and red and blue, that sets people off, as opposed to more calm, professional, I'm in good hands here, this place looks professional, etc. So it's amazing, people, they judge you, and they internalize what they see.
Exactly. And you want that to stand out as well. So is it the music? Is it the tone of the colors? Is it the new decor? You're gonna invest quite a lot of money, but might as well do it professionally, the way customers want it, right?
Exactly.
And so you need to invest and make it worth it, right? So then not only is a physical service base, but how do people find you today, right? So the last thing we want to talk about is, how are you spending your marketing dollars and branding dollars online, digitally, right?
Sure.
So how are you attracting businesses, right?
Yep. The website, of course, is your brochure today that used to be a printed format from years ago, but it is everything from a resource tool, a contact tool, learning. You might even have questions and answers on your website to give people information and educate them as to what sort of services they might be looking for, they don't even know they're looking for, that you offer.
Yeah, and you can still have it in a physical format. So, brochure, postcard, newsletter, written format. But again, that cost can be translated online. And really make sure that whoever's looking for you, branded wise, Googling you, video searching you, or whatever content you have provided, they can find you, right? So you ultimately should have a website that's probably optimized for Google to eventually generate you some leads, but most importantly, to build your authority and trust, right? And position yourself as the expert.
Exactly.
Because ultimately, people want to deal with someone that's knowledgeable, that has experience, that knows what they're doing and saying.
Exactly.
Right? And people will pay a premium for that.
And it should be mentioned also, John, that on anyone's journey, every consumer's journey, from when they realize I need something to when they're finally going to buy, there's touch points. They might see your vehicle, they might drive by your store, they might have seen an article. everything, including your website, they all are integrated. And really, you need to understand that. So your business card, your vehicle, everywhere you should have your web address to visit us online for more information. Tie it all in. Many times you'll go, oh, they're not including their phone number. They're not including their website. I can't find what. So to your point, if they see your vehicle driving down the road, they could take a quick shot of it, or it's memorable, like, oh yeah, I remember their website address. Easy to find, and it all ties in.
That's a great point. Multiple touch points throughout the buyer's journey, right? And you don't know what the user's ingesting content with, right? So people that are very comfortable online, digital, they're gonna just search you out,
Sure.
right? They might use social media avenues, right? So having your website or having your brand consistent through multiple channels, right? On Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever it may be.
Exactly.
Or having your website consistent and making sure that, if you're a signage company or a storefront, it's consistent throughout.
Exactly.
So people remember that. And whenever they're ready, they'll associate that to whatever they're looking for.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, this has been great, John. Are there any other tips or tricks you can think of for everyone today?
I think, invest properly, smart. As a small business owner, I know your resources are scarce, but find a good partner that really understands your branding, your marketing, your objectives and mission. And really, once you have that alignment, follow through, right? And perform like you are gonna be successful, because end of the day, every business owner is doing this, sacrificing their careers to start their own journey, right?
Exactly.
And you're gonna invest money. You're definitely gonna, at the beginning, it might be a little rocky and you're gonna learn and get better, but if you're consistent and you're working along the same goals, you're gonna be successful.
Yep. And the key is invest in image. It's a better business card, a better looking vehicle, or signage in the front of your store. So really put the thought into it. It pays dividends if you find the experts to help you do that job.
Quality of everything.
It really
Images, video, audio, you name it.
Yep.
Content, website. When they're the experts, because they've been trained fully, right? Years and years of experience.
Exactly.
They know what they're supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah.
So you really, just like anyone, with their service and product, they're the experts.
Exactly.
Hire an expert.
As a small business owner getting started, you have the opportunity to look as big and as professional as any of these businesses that have been around for years and years. But it's all about making that first impression, and you don't get that second chance. So invest wisely; it will pay dividends.
Definitely. Well, thanks a lot, Roger. That was
John,
great.
thank you for your time today, and thank you for watching Local SEO.
Today.
Have a good day.